Hello, my loves. Welcome back to Chemistry with Kismet Tarot. My name is Monica Anderson, the Kismet Chemist, and we are going to dive right in. This is Lunar Living, and we are going to be talking about the first quarter moon, which is happening February 8th at 19 degrees 46 minutes in Taurus. And we actually are just coming to the half portion of illumination of the moon, which is what the first quarter moon represents. And we are coming from that new moon in Aquarius, which for some of you was a black moon, which occurred on January 31st, and others of you it kicked off the month of February on February 1st. And I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the signifiers for what that new moon in Aquarius was and where we're going into now this first quarter moon in Taurus. I don't know if any of you are like me, but when the new moon hits for me, I tend to get kind of drained of energy. I get very introspective, and then I re-energize as the moon becomes more full. So if you're like me, this new moon in Aquarius really did take it out of you. It really did get you to slow down, to reconsider your goals and your wishes, your dreams, your direction. And it was designed to do that. Aquarius is a very innovative but humanitarian energy. As individualistic as it can be, it wants you to branch out, get unique, and help the world in your own individual way. The sun and the moon for a new moon are in alignment so that the moon is actually not illuminated. And they both sat in the human design gate 19 on line 6. And the signifier for that is the sensitive sage. The sun and the moon being aligned like that in that gate is really about the alignment of yourself and your soul. So what you bring out into the world and your soul, but it's also about aligning your divine masculine and divine feminine to becoming more of a sensitive sage so that you can teach your inner growth from compassion, which is truly birthed, born, and brought forth into your life through experiential wisdom. So through your experiences, the lessons you've learned, the knowledge you've gained, but also the wisdom that you have gained throughout this process. The sun and the moon were both actually conjunct Saturn during that time as well. And Saturn was sitting in gate 13, line 3, and that is a signifier of the self-reliant, discerning empath. So I have actually noticed this trend flowing throughout the collective. Many more empaths are coming into their own. They are learning how to discern energies, discern peoples, and discern intent when it's coming towards them. And in this way, it's about finding your inner discipline and reaching out for help from spirit to help find your truest path for you, rather than flowing through life going from the opinions of one person to another person to another person. On the other side of the sun and the moon was actually the part of fortune, which is unlocking your abundance to open the doors of prosperity. So with these three being conjunct, or rather 4 being conjunct, we really had a grand opportunity to align, to shift into a more prosperous future by living from the heart, by helping others, by being true to ourselves, but also being understanding and compassionate. The part of fortune was sitting in gate 31.4, which is the convincing leader. And the convincing leader is not about pushing your beliefs on anyone else. It is about bringing forth divine truths, clarity, and understanding to the collective to others, to anyone and everyone in your life who you interact with. And you do that through the purity of your heart and your clarity of intent to move from the heart. So this was a very powerful new moon. And as we shift into this first quarter moon, the shadows, the dark side of the moon, when it is a new moon, the darkness of it is bringing up the shadows to help us move forward so that we can do the work prior to taking action. The first quarter moon in Taurus has the moon sitting conjunct Uranus and conjunct the North Node. So this is about letting your soul guide you to innovating your life and giving you the momentum of a new destined direction. And the gates are 23.1 for the moon, 24.4 for Uranus, and 8.4 for the North Node. The 0.1.4s, those signify the lines of the I Ching. The essential nature of this is when you put forth that innovative attentiveness to your life in your own kind of unique collaborative style, in order to do something simplistic like give validation to others and find validation for yourself, the universe gets behind you and supports you 100%. During this first quarter moon in Taurus, if you harness these energies that are coming in, and especially in the sign of Taurus, which rules the second house, which is all about finances and material security, ruled by Venus, which for me, Venus is all about personal values. What is valuable to you in your life? And it's not always material. Who are the people you value? What are the beliefs that you value? What do you value in yourself? And what do you value in others? And how do we bring all of that together? During this first quarter moon, before we get into the actual meaning of it and the channeled message I got, there are powerful trine energies going on. Pluto and Mercury are sitting conjunct in Capricorn, as well as Venus and Mars being conjunct in Capricorn. And all four of these planets are trining the moon during this first quarter moon. So we have this opportunity with Pluto and Mercury flowing so easily in the very disciplined, career-oriented Capricorn into Taurus to help your soul guide you forward in a new direction in your life. It's these two together are actually bringing you inspirational insightfulness, helping you develop and establish realistic boundaries, both in your communication, but also in the way that you communicate with yourself and with the universe. And it helps you to see and perceive justice in the world in a different way. It's bringing more love into the prospect of justice instead of it being just about revenge or retaliation. So Venus and Mars flowing in. Like I said before, Venus is all about values. And Mars, to me, I know a lot of people think of Mars as like the hot-headed, fiery energy, and it can be. But it's also about that passionate determination to make something happen at all costs. It's knowing that no matter what obstacles get thrown in your way, there's a lesson, you're going to learn it, and then you're going to keep going because you have a vision, you have a passion, and you are taking those, you are combining them, and you are moving forward. When you can align your values to your passionate drive, it helps you fight for yourself in very healthy ways instead of destructive ways. You're not taking other people down in order to elevate yourself. You're seeing that every struggle that you've ever had has only ever been to help you grow, to help you see what matters, and to help you harness what matters. Now, the other factor is we also have the Vertex, which is sitting in the sign of Virgo. And Virgos are well known to be very analytical, but to me, Virgo is about letting the thinking mind meld with the heart, making plans, but also nurturing those plans, loving those plans, and taking care of them. And Virgo, where it is sitting, as it is flowing into the moon during this time and the North Node and Uranus, is helping you get that direction towards your destiny. It's giving you the resolve to know that you are meant to be liberated from whatever negative self-beliefs, whatever toxic mindsets, whatever hardships you are experiencing, whatever struggles you are going through. Your freedom is what matters. And when you see that you're meant to live freely as who you truly are, you move forward, or are being called to move forward with a firm inner resolve. So I'm going to go on here now to the first quarter moon message. And this was direct channeled last night as I was sitting down and talking to Spirit about what it was that I was meant to give the collective as a whole before we go into the cards. And this is what Spirit said to me. As the moon begins to shift the focus towards full illumination of the upcoming full moon, we are called to shift toward our action-oriented divine masculine energy. The darkened new moon's introspective shadow work energy begins to lift, and the revelations and decisions made during the course of partial illumination begin to come to the forefront of our awareness. I know for me, the new moon brought a mix of clarity and hope, new direction, and a decision that was long overdue in my life. On the cusp of this first quarter moon, every obstacle I could possibly imagine has been thrown my way. It's been testing my resolve and commitment. But in the midst of the seeming chaos in life, Spirit said we have a choice. Do we let ourselves buckle and quit and walk away from what we truly desire in our lives, repeating the patterns of self-sacrifice? Or do we stand firm in our inner knowing, trusting the decisions of our hearts, and push past the challenges to announce to the universe, this is my path and I am ready to take this journey? Once you allow yourself to stand in that way, open to the flow of life, it is time to take action. For me, I've been receiving a lot of messages of forewarned is forearmed, and awareness is key to moving beyond the challenges. What Spirit said to me last night is the eyes see and mind perceives chaos. But this is often deceptive, for what appears as disarray is really truly a reorganization of energy on a spiritual plane to usher in help and support. It can be hard to believe that when it seems all is crumbling down around you. But when a foundational shift occurs in our lives, that which was built must come down for the new to be ushered in. That is going to be something that only you will know where it hits in your life. Only you will understand it if you're going through it. If you have made a big decision and you're seeing these shifts. For me, I made the decision to commit fully to this channel, and ever since it has been mass chaos. Mass chaos. 2 broken down cars, and picking a car up in the dead of night in the middle of winter, and then realizing that we have to leave it on the side of the road because there's just nothing that we can do. That level of surrender that was required to do that when it was our last running vehicle. And all I could do was ask for strength and help in understanding the lesson. There's always energetic interplay when we make a decision. There's always that interplay. But if we can see it as a positive instead of a negative, then the chaos is not as overwhelming. However, I definitely broke down into tears this morning over everything because I was so overwhelmed. Because I'm ready for a new start. Working through your emotions, letting them out, that too is accepting, surrendering, letting it out of your system, purging it, so that you are ready to keep moving forward. So during the time between the first quarter moon on February 8th and the full moon on February 16th, take action. Take action towards your creative passions, towards whatever passions are in your heart, whatever dreams are in your heart, whatever new direction you have felt called in. And if you're like me and you put off making decisions for a very long time, it's likely that you've been called in a specific direction for about a year, which is how long it took me to make a firm decision after trying everything else. Make those life changes that you have found clarity on during this new moon phase into the first quarter moon. Each step forward that you take is a sign of your commitment. And it's a sign of your commitment to yourself, to your path, and your willingness to face all challenges in order to see the fruition of your dreams. Right now is the exact perfect time for you to come out of hermit mode, come out of that spiritual slumber that you've been in. Stop hiding in the background. Embrace your new way of being. Embrace the new, transformed you fully from your heart, and let that flow into your words, your actions, your interactions, into what you are here to bring into the world, what you desire to bring into the world, and let yourself shift now into action. So with that in mind, we have 4 piles here: pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4. Pile 1 is signified by the cups, which is water signs. Pile 2 signified by the pentacle, which is earth signs. Pile 3 signified by the wand, which is fire signs. And pile 4 signified by the swords, which is air signs. The moon is sitting in Taurus, so if you do feel as though there is that pull to an earth sign where you don't have your sun or your moon in an earth sign, please feel free to read or to watch that reading. Otherwise, like I suggest in the intro video for this, check out your sun and your moon so that you can get the understanding of the energies of both the divine masculine energy that's calling you to come out of your shell, as well as the divine feminine energy, which is actually there to help love and support you, but to make sure that you stay aware of the things that are going on behind the scenes. So without further ado, let's get into the piles. Hello, water signs. So these are your cards that I drew last night. As I was shuffling your cards, the first ones that I pulled were actually the Goddess Oracle cards, these 2 down here. And both of these were ready to go. It took maybe 1 shuffle and they just flew out. So these 2 goddesses, Lizy, I think, I could be butchering that, and Lakshmi, are really calling out to you during this time. And they both seem to be related to the other 2 cards. So this is the Akashic Tarot or deck. Yeah, just the Akashic Tarot. Sorry about that. Ooh. And then this is the Wisdom of the House of Night deck. And the first thing that I noticed as I was placing the cards is the fact that we have 19, which reduces to 10 and then to 1, 29, which reduces to 11, and you don't reduce a master number, and then you have 28 here, which reduces again to a 10 and a 1. So these three cards right here, you have a lot of one energy. One energy is that new beginning, leadership, taking control of your life and stepping forward as the leader in whatever you're doing, in a community, in your life, in your projects, in your dreams, in your wishes, in your goals. And with this new moon energy coming in, it is so powerful of a new beginning. But I do see here that some of you may have been feeling this 15 energy, this fragmented energy. But if you think about the fact that 15 is reduced down to a 6, what we're being called here to do as water signs, and I am a Cancer sun, is to find where it is that we feel fragmented in our lives. Find whether are we spreading ourselves too thin? Do we have too many projects? Do we have too many things going on? Where can you let go of some of the burden? Where can you ask for help? And what is it that you can let go of? What is essential and what is not essential to continuing forward on your journey? The best way to do that is to give yourself time for reflection. To give yourself time to look into the watery depths of your heart and really let the path be illuminated for you. And I love this reflection card because the moon's reflection on the water is, to me, quite literally the path that the boat in the water is searching for. The path that we're searching for, Spirit is illuminating for us in our own energy, in our own hearts. And all we have to do is sit in silence, sit in stillness, and ask for guidance, ask for clarity. More often than not, when I find myself asking Spirit for clarity, Spirit delivers. Not always my guides, but that's another story. They're very good about bringing clarity to you guys. But when you find where you're fragmented, where it feels that there is that brokenness within you, or you can't quite harness your energy in the complete way that you want, it's in that you'll see all the revelations you've been searching for. And when you move into that revelation, it does truly bring you into a state of being open, because now you know what can go. You know what can be purged out of you, cut away, removed out of your life, what doesn't matter, what doesn't suit. And you can usher in that fortune that you've been struggling for. And fortune is not always monetary. Fortune comes in so many different ways. It, to me, is the same as abundance. Of course, with Lakshmi and the coins, there is this strong indication of that very potent and powerful prosperity, fortune energy coming in when you allow yourself to reflect, to put the pieces together that need to be put together, to let the things fall by the wayside that no longer are meant to be carried forward. When you see, hear, know the revelations from your soul, and you heed the messages and the call to pull yourself together, to pull your energy back to you, to strengthen yourself and to move forward, knowing that you are whole, knowing that you have a purpose, and knowing that the path that you have chosen is the right path for you. So let's get a little bit, just a couple of tarot cards here for you. So I'm going to pull one tarot card to signify what the new moon in Aquarius brought to you, one for the first quarter moon, and then a third one is just going to be some guidance to the action you should be taking, the energy in which to take the action for the first quarter moon. Okay, Spirit, can we get 3 cards for water signs? So we've got 1, the 5 of discs, 2, we have the Temperance card, and 3. What guidance can we find for the water signs here for the first quarter moon? We have the King of Cups. If any of you are readers, let me know down in the comments. Is the King of Cups your stalker cup lately? Or your stalker card lately? Because it seems to be for mine. And then on the back of the deck, a message you may or may not realize is this Princess of Swords. I'm actually going to put it up here for you guys so you can see it. The Princess of Swords. So the new moon in Aquarius, this 5 of discs, to me this is all about letting yourself see into what makes you feel unworthy. What makes you feel as though you cannot continue moving forward, as though you just keep pouring all your resources into it and nothing ever works. It is that reflection energy. You can see this pit, this deep dark pit, and it's somebody just constantly offering to somebody watching. But there's no give and take, and it's just throwing coins into a black pit. Alternately, the other message of this that I'm getting, and this may resonate with some of you, but what I actually just saw was a well. It's as though you're digging a well. You're looking from the bottom up at the bottom of the well, and you know that you have to still build the strength around the well that you've dug and fill it with water, but you're looking to see at what is going to be thrown into the well, the wishes that are going to be lovingly put in there, hopefully put in there, and you're seeing that there is a way forward. Keep building that well. Fill it with water. And I love that this first quarter moon, the action it's asking you to take is temperance, because it's all about alchemy. It's about balance and harmony and making sure that as you're pouring into one cup, you keep the other cup full all the time. 1 foot in the water, 1 foot on the earth, knowing and trusting completely in peace, in balance, in timing. It is trusting the emotions, anchoring yourself down to the earth, and knowing that behind you, in front of you, all around you, no matter what, there is always this lighthouse beacon to show you your way. There is always a light that is going to illuminate for you. So it is all about balanced action. Balance what you do on a spiritual plane with the physical plane, on an emotional plane with the mental plane. come fully into balance and really be patient, because this alchemy is leading you into being this King of Cups. And the King of Cups to me is the epitome of emotional balance. It is knowing how to take and harness the emotions that you have and teach others with it. To be that firm, solid person, the ruler that you need to be. And to know that no matter how many times something comes and tries to drag you away or spill your cups, that you have a strength within you to overcome, to defeat, to trust, and to move through it, and to be that emotionally balanced and intuitive, heart-centered, divine masculine energy. So the action that you really should be taking here, because a lot of balance has been ushered in finally from you digging that well, from you seeing where you're fragmented, seeing where you're throwing coins into a bottomless pit, and then building the well for yourself where you know it's meant to be, is you standing fully in the power of your intuitive and emotional nature and saying, this is who I am, this is what I am here for, and I will be here to share and to hold space for anyone and everyone. The Princess of Swords, what you don't see is there's this transformation of the way that you communicate. She's surrounded by butterflies around her head, but she's holding her sword down while catching messages from above. You see the scroll up here, but the sword is pointing down to the ground. And she's traversed this long way from the mountains. So she's come a very long way. You have come a very long way. You have learned many things. And now it's time for you to take the messages that you have heard or have been called to share and to bring it to the physical plane in whatever way you do it, whether you're a musician or a poet, whether you're an author, a blogger, maybe you do a podcast, maybe you just like to have conversations with people out on the street. Whatever it is that you do, the messages that you have this youthful, enjoyable energy, and it brings a new insight. It brings this fresh energy and insight into the world, and it balances with that very mature masculine energy by taking on a more youthful nature and bringing more love but more laughter into the world while still bringing divine truths. More than anything, there is this message that things may seem fragmented, but when you do the reflection, the balance comes in, the revelations come in. The King of Cups, the Princess of Swords, this is where your fortune lies. Whatever it means to you. It is going to be different for each one of us. But it is there and ready, and all you have to do is claim your blessings. I want to thank you guys so much. Thank Spirit for these amazing messages. Thank my spirit guides, and definitely the energy of this first quarter moon for bringing these insights and clarity, these loving messages and gentle guidance. And I want to say, more than anything, thank you so much for being here at my channel, and please like, share, subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any more of these updates or any other pick a cards or collective energy readings. And let me know down in the comments box, what is your new beginning? Where are you building your well, if you want to share? Otherwise, just let me know if this resonated, if you, anything. I am so appreciative of all of you being here. And no matter how hard the journey gets, you're not alone. There is always a light shining for you. Okay, water signs, go take that action. And I wish you guys all the best. Thank you again. Hello, Earth signs. So we're going to get right into it. The cards that I pulled for you last night, the one thing that I noted as I was pulling them was it was a kind of slower energy. They weren't really resistant, but it was kind of like, I'm going to take my time. And now that I see them, I can understand why. So first we're going to take a look at the numbers, because that stuck out to me quite prominently. And it usually does, because I love the energy of numbers. But you have the 2 of keys, the 35, which reduces to an 8, and another 2. So 2s, 8s, you may see repeating. 282 may be a number that is significant to you, or it may be something that you want to go and look up the meaning of. I will let you guys do that. But we're going to actually start right away with that 2 of keys, the treasure card. So as you can see on the treasure card, and this is the Akashic Tarot deck, he is looking around a disheveled room. Everything is just kind of broken down and haphazard, and he is just kind of lost. This card is all about not seeing the truth of your inner light, not seeing what you have around you, what treasure you have within you. It's searching and searching, but you're searching in the wrong places. You're searching in the wrong ways, because what it is that you're looking for, you already have. Your heart knows the way, and if you would but turn around, you would see there is a light for you to take to illuminate all of that for you. And with it flowing directly into the Strength card, and the Strength here you can see is a tree. There we go. But it almost looks like it has these wires, or it has some sort of fiery energy just kind of cutting into it. But if you look closely enough, you'll see there's an owl perched inside. Your roots into yourself, your roots into your life are stronger than you give yourself credit for. And it's this searching and not realizing the strength and the power of who you are that is impacting this area of your life, is what I just heard. This isn't about, hang on, Spirit, could you help me with this one? This is about your belief in romantic love. It isn't about a belief in anything more or less than whether or not you are worthy of it. Whether you can withstand taking a chance and opening yourself up and being completely open with someone else. I get this feeling of, do I really want to try? Do I really want to do this? Can I really get through this? It's this sense of, I've been burned so many times in the past. is this the one that's going to last? Is this the one that's going to stay? But what you don't see is you have the treasure already. You have that treasure already within your life. And that love that you have, not just for yourself, but your inner light, your heart, it is a strength. And with that, it does help you be strong in your romantic relationships for yourself. And the more that you search around, looking at the things that just don't matter, you miss out on the strength that comes from opening your heart to another completely. And this may or may not resonate with some of you. I have the feeling that some of you are going to be incredibly resistant to this, because that's a huge energy that I'm feeling like, shut up, Monica, you're talking crazy. So we're actually going to get some cards here. The first card is about what the full moon, or excuse me, I apologize. Boy, the full moon might be important to you guys, but what that new moon brought to your awareness, and that is the Eight of Cups. I am not surprised. And then the second one is going to be about what the first quarter moon illumination has brought to your awareness. Spirit, can I get a second one? Thank you. Judgment. And again, we have 8 energy, and then this is the card number 20, which reduces to a 2. So 2s and 8s are so strong in your pile. And this third card is going to be about what to move forward with. And the card number 12, the Hanged Man. All right. And on, I'm sorry, on the back of the deck, what you guys don't see is the Two of Swords, so you just don't see. I had to giggle because, of course, it's going to be the Two of Swords. 2s, 8s, and then, of course, we've got the Hanged Man, which is 12, and that's 3. The new moon has asked you to walk away. To walk away. Whatever it is that you're walking away from, it's asking you to walk away, whether it's a mindset, a relationship, whether it is your fears. I feel a lot like it's your fears. Like it is your fear. It is all those little things that your mind tells you is the truth, which they never are the truth. It's about walking away from that and waking up, heeding the call. The Judgment card, to me, so many people have so many different interpretations, and they think that it's either Archangel Gabriel or it's Archangel Michael. But to me, this is really just about hearing a higher calling. It's hearing a higher song, a brighter song. It's about seeing the things that are ready to be let go and walking away from what's dead. I mean, these people are in coffins and they're standing up and they're praising this call, and it's symbolic of the final judgment. It's time to make a final judgment on your fears, on the things that hold you back. And in doing so, the action, to me, the Hanged Man it's not always about this pause, this wait, this hold on. To me, the Hanged Man is about shifting your perspective. There's an episode of Bones where Dr. Brennan has this experience. There is a woman who is found in the roots of a tree the tree has been uprooted from a storm, and they find her remains in the roots of the trees. And I'm sorry if this sounds really graphic, but during that time, she's losing sleep, and she thinks that she is talking to herself, or she thinks that the victim is in her voice, and she sees herself in this victim's life. And that's really the key, is she sees a reflection of herself, of the things that she has been running from, has been afraid of, has been so fearful of. And at the end of the episode, the security guard says it takes 3 days to flip back upright. And that's what the Hanged Man always reminds me of, that it takes 3 days. I have this 3x3 rule. You learn a lesson 3 times. You hear a message 3 times. It's a common thing for witches. It's a common thing for spirituality, for signs and synchronicities. But it is giving yourself that 3 days to process the emotions of things, to move through it, but to allow yourself to feel it. Because you're being called to leave certain things behind that have become your comfort zone, these fears that have blocked you from seeing your path, that have kept you guarded and blinded to the truth of who you are, but also to the truth of the love that you have in your life, or the love that is offered to you in your life, the love that you are ready for. I feel like this is like a 70-30 split, where 70% of you are actually looking to keep that love alive. Yeah. But you've just lost sight of it. So the action you can take is actually letting yourself have a perspective shift, letting yourself see things in a different way, taking the blindfolds off, uncrossing the swords. Stop moving from the mind that says, this can't be true, this can't be real, this isn't the way that things make sense in my brain, or this isn't logical, it isn't reasonable. There is no part of love that ever says it's going to be logical or reasonable. It's the same with spirituality. They call it the unknown because it's the unknown. We can try to define it and describe it, but it's still the unknown. It's different for all of us. Love just is. And you are worthy of true, authentic, genuine, from the heart, romantic love, full of compassion and understanding and open communication. You are worthy of that, regardless of what came before. All you have to do is allow yourself to let your guard down and let your perspective shift on what's right in front of you and what it is that you have within yourself to offer to another person. I'm not seeing anything else here in the cards for you guys, but I want you guys to know my heart goes out to you, and I do truly believe that you are worthy of this love that you are seeking. Walking away is never easy, but it is the right thing at times, especially when it comes to walking away from your fears. You have a lot of, solid, grounded material, physical signs of prosperity with the 8s, but also of unity, of coming together with the 2s, partnership, commitment. This is so much energy just waiting for you to shift your perspective and make a decision from the heart. All right, guys. If you enjoyed this reading, please like, share, subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any more of these updates or any other pick a cards. I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for being here, for hearing these messages, and for always looking for a better way forward, because I feel like you guys have really been through the mill lately. I wish you guys nothing but love. Thank you so much, Spirit, for these messages, for the clarity that has been sought out for so long, and for the gentle, loving comfort that I can feel flowing to the earth signs during this transit. I wish you guys the absolute best. Bye. Hello, fire signs. So I was actually, as I was shuffling and pulling your cards, I actually channeled a message for fire signs directly. And this is what Spirit wanted you to know. There's minimal fire energy in the current transit charts, with the most prominent being on Chiron in Aries. Aries is the ruler of the first house. Action must come from within, from the heart. This may be a challenging time for fire signs, which are often action-oriented, for there is a pullback to heed the call for healing. Where Aries lies in your chart is a place of healing now, and when you surrender to the healing, you will see a great opening and transformation of self into a new, more heart-centered you. So when I was looking at the transit charts, I did notice that, and I asked Spirit what it was that I needed to be able to help fire signs with. And I am a Leo moon and a Leo rising, so I do have a lot of fire prominent in my chart. And the overwhelming energy was really that action has to come from the heart. And when action comes from the heart, you can't always count on external fiery energy to get you into action. And as I'm looking at your cards here, I can see what the bigger picture is. So the reason why I have them set up this way is because something that I noticed is numerically, you're moving through from 3, 5, 7, and finishing with the card number 9. These two cards are the Akashic Tarot. This is the Goddess Oracle and the Wisdom of the House of Night deck. But all of these energies feel as though there are so many things at odds. And you feel incredibly unprotected and not really sure what it is that is going on, where you're being called to. And that's why this healing is so important. So the 3 of Keys, the chess game, that's with this trapped card. What I'm seeing here is the chess game is all about the way that we work with each other or don't work with each other. The way that we interact as though life is this game and we have to take someone else down in order to elevate ourselves. And it can be seen as a very political card. For me, it's about dealing with the people in your life that just don't have your best interests at heart. And you have to make a firm decision, because when you're in this chess game, stuckness is how it feels. This trapped energy. And that's a 7 card, which is all about seeking things out and finding answers and learning and growing. And to me, 7s are very much mystics and sages and those looking for that spiritual understanding, that spiritual awareness. But when you're trapped, you're not seeing that you actually have the wings to fly away. There's only the perception of being trapped. And that's because you are interacting in this, I have to do this to another person, or I have to take this person down. I have to bring this person to a checkmate because otherwise I can't go anywhere. But the thing is we're not meant to take other people down. We're not meant to harm other people. We're here to learn to work together, to walk ourselves off the board, off the chessboard completely, and say, I'm not doing this anymore. There is no need for this battle to continue, for the mind games to continue. When you do that, you open the cage doors and you'll see that you're no longer trapped. You trap yourself from movement when you continue to engage in these chess games, in these, I'm going to do this, and then that person is going to deal with my retribution. But we are not the ones ushering in retribution for anyone else. Athena, her card says knowledge, and the energy of 5 is about change. This is about changing what you think of as knowledge, changing your knowledge into true wisdom. Athena is represented by the owl, and the owl can see 360 degrees. It is an incredibly intuitive animal, and it heralds a time of seeing the hidden. When you're engaging in these chess game activities, what you don't see is you are seen. And there's no sense in continuing to go through that. What you think you know, you don't necessarily know. Until you embrace change and let this energy go, let yourself transform, and let whatever it is that you think is the way that things are or were or are meant to be, let that go and allow that higher knowledge, that higher wisdom, that higher view to come in. Open yourself up to seeing things from a different angle. In doing so, you'll see that you've never been trapped. No one can ever harm you. And you have the love and protection of Archangel Michael the whole time. I get this sense of like, I'm going to do it all on my own and I don't care. Or I've been left out in the cold, and there's a lot of placing blame and harsh retaliation. And with Chiron in Aries and combined with Archangel Michael, to me it's really saying it's time to nurture that inner child of yours and really do the healing from your childhood. Really dig deeply into how you see yourself based off of your childhood, because it is that is forming the belief that either you're trapped or you're going to trap other people because of this chess game. It is keeping you from divine knowledge and divine wisdom, and it's keeping you in an energy of mind games and negativity. And Archangel Michael is one of the softest, gentlest archangels. He may be the strongest and the warrior spirit and all of those things that, you know, Christianity teaches you or mythology will teach you. But Archangel Michael, whenever I have interacted with his energy, has been this powerful force of just warmth and love. And even the card shows this heart of fire. It's time to let your heart stop caving to the mind and caving to the ego, because the chess game is a very egotistical card to me. And the ego is not bad, except for when it's imbalanced and we refuse to see it. When we are doing things to harm another. I'm going to go ahead and pull some tarot cards so we can get a little bit of clarity here for you guys. And the cards that I'm pulling are for, the first one is about the new moon in Aquarius and what energies it brought up. And your cards now want to just fly everywhere. There's a lot of scattered energy that I can feel here with the cards. We're just kind of flipping everywhere. Okay. Spirit, can I get a card about the new moon in Aquarius for my fire signs? And I got 2. We've got the 7 of Wands and the Tower. Again, with the 7's energy. And Spirit, can we get a card about the first quarter moon? What is being illuminated through this first quarter moon phase? Page of Cups. And the action. The 4 of Swords. Wow. And at the back of the deck, the energy that you don't see, I'm going to shift these down just a little bit, is the 9 of Wands. Okay. So that new moon, I'm looking at this Tower card, and I absolutely love this Tower card because the squirrel is all about preparation. It's about knowing that there's something coming and it's getting ready for it. And that's why it's just watching. It's watching the lightning strike because it knows it's already coming. But the 7 of Wands in this deck, for me, is so much about harnessing your inner light and knowing that as the tower falls, you are finding that light and sitting firmly in it. It's about not allowing your mind or the thoughts or opinions or beliefs of anyone else, anyone, even if it's your closest friend or your significant other, anyone else, change what you know about yourself. Tell you who you are, tell you who you're meant to be. It's about knowing that if you let the tower fall and you stop battling, you won't have to battle. If you know who you are, then the things that fall apart and fall away won't matter because you know who you are. And this first quarter moon ushering in the Page of Cups, to me, with this card, I love the pig flying in the corner, but the Page of Cups is about imagination. It's that inner child. And again, I do remember saying something about healing your inner child with Archangel Michael protecting you through it. This is about getting in touch with your inner child. It's asking you to remember who you were, what you went through, but also remember the dreams and the playful energy and the kindness and the gentleness that all children have. Remember the belief in impossibilities aren't actually impossibilities. It's about the belief that you have, that you hold within you. And of course, the action it's asking you to take is the Four of Swords, which ties directly in with your message that I channeled about taking the time to heal. This is all about dropping this overly, I don't like saying manipulative. It's like strategic. What can I do next to make sure that I take this person down, or I do this, whatever, so that I can gain this? It's about letting that go and getting back in touch with that inner innocence that you have lost sight of. Letting yourself rest, letting yourself meditate, but also letting your heart heal. She is in this nest, and her clothes are dirty and her skin is dirty, and she's just resting. And her heart is being sewn back together as she does this. And to me, what this Nine of Wands that you're not seeing is you're building these walls around you, and you're building it in this belief that you have to be this hardened fighter. But the walls that you're building are keeping your inner truths from coming out. And sometimes it takes stepping back, walking away, letting go, and no longer looking back. There isn't always a need to struggle. And sometimes we're meant to initiate tower energy and tower moments ourselves. Sometimes we're meant to say, you know what, I'm not going to be this way, or this isn't right for me. I don't want to have to defend who I am and what my worth is and what my purpose is anymore. And then you let yourself heal. Let your mind heal, your heart heal, your energy heal. Let your inner child heal. And you do that through getting imaginative. Not everything has to be a battle. Sometimes a warrior gets to rest, to laugh, to have fun. Spirit, is there anything else? Want me to cut the deck? Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords I just heard, be wary of speaking too quickly. Be wary of speaking what you don't know necessarily. I honestly, I can't translate that much further because I don't know. I imagine that it will mean something to who it's meant to mean something to. But I want you guys to know that you don't have to engage in these battles anymore. You really don't. You don't have to defend who you are or what you want, or you really don't have to harm others. And you don't have to play mind games. And you don't have to feel like you have to play mind games because other people are. You can walk away. I'm not seeing anything else. I'm not hearing anything else. I want to send you guys a lot of love. I know how daunting inner child healing can be. I know that healing never seems like it's done, even when you think you are. And I also know that you have love and protection around you, whether you realize it or not, helping you to leave behind all of this so that you can really gain that wisdom and that understanding and let go of the things that hold you back. Let go of feeling like you have to defend and fight and battle so that you can live joyfully for yourself from the heart. I want to thank Spirit so much for these messages. Thank you to my guides. Thank you, viewers, for being here, for sticking out through this. And I wish you guys so much love and all the healing. And if this resonated with you, if you enjoyed this reading, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss any more of the energy updates and the Lunar Living updates, as well as any other pick a cards or collective energy readings. I wish you guys nothing but the best, all the love in the world, and thank you again from the bottom of my heart for being here. Bye. Hello, my air signs. So the first thing that I want to mention to you guys is when I was pulling your cards, it was actually quite amusing because just like air energy, your cards quite literally just floated out and landed just, okay, we're gonna do this. So I did feel, you guys may be feeling a little bit ungrounded. You may feel a little bit up in your heads and just kind of floating from one thing to the next. And the cards that I'm seeing here, first of all, we're going to talk the numbers, which I've been doing for all of the piles. You have the 11 card for the Ark of the Covenant, 28, which reduces to a 10, which reduces to a 1 for the reminder. So ones are very powerful new beginnings and leadership, taking control over your life, taking power over your life. Then you've got the obedience card with 48, which is a 12 and reduces to a 3. That's about community and collaboration, working together. And 32 with Mama Kila and the moon reduces to a 5. And 5 energies is about change. So this is about taking the leadership role and making the changes that you need within your community, in collaborations, working together, all in harmony to make this change. And you're the one that is being called to take the lead in it. So I want to actually read the Mama Kila, the moon, from the book for you guys. It was one that made me giggle a little bit because, of course, it was an Aquarius new moon, and that is an air sign. But there is more to it for you. So it says, Mama Kila, the Incan goddess of the moon, presides over the power of cycles and seasons. The moon rules the night sky, returning full 13 times in a year. The ancients marked time by the moon to know when to plant, when to harvest, when to store food, and when to celebrate fertility. Right now, you are invited to see what is familiar and decide whether you need to improve on it or leave things as they are. The answer to your inquiry can be found in the timing of things and the cycle you're in. You can apply the idea of natural cycles to relationships, creative projects, personal growth, and more. If you're honest with yourself, you will see there is no way to control these cycles, only to use the creative energy they offer to help you. If your relationship is unclear yet brimming with potential, you might turn to the new moon energy that shows up in the spring cycle of life. In that case, you just need to allow the relationship to grow naturally and be clear in your intentions. When your outer world seems to be slowing down with obstacles rising up and temporarily blocking your every move, do not put up a resistance. Instead, take advantage of the need to rest and recalibrate your intentions as you wait for the cycle to change. No matter what, like the cycles of the moon, there is divine order in everything that is happening in your life right now. Once you know this, the goddess Mama Kila welcomes you to her divine moon dance of co-creation. So, this goes so beautifully, first of all, with the other cards, which we'll get into in a minute, but also with what a lot of people like to call divine timing. And for me, I call it the energy relay delay. I think of it like a boomerang. You set an intention and you throw it out into the universe. That intention has to go a specific course through the energetic universe like a boomerang before it can come back to you. And when you're clear on your intention and it comes from the heart, it requires a lot of patience. A lot of patience. And that patience can be very difficult to maintain when it feels like everything is out of order in life. Everything is falling apart. But as long as you stay true to your intentions, to your heart, to what you know is right for you and right for your life, and you put that trust that that energy, that boomerang is going to come back to you, it will come back. You just have to be patient. So this ties in so well with the Ark of the Covenant, the Ark of the Covenant and the reminder card. The reminder card says, don't forget. And this seriously is what I'm hearing is it's a reminder of this. The Ark of the Covenant card itself is about the karmic and soul contracts that you make, the commitment that you make to your path in this life, and about being true to that. But it's also about knowing that you are the ruler of your karma. Your karma does not rule you. If you think of it that way, you've decided these things, but you're the one that has the strength and the power and the resolve to work your way through it, to see the bigger picture, and to be reminded of that inner strength and inner light, and also to remember that everything, including karmic interactions, are subject to the cycles of life, to the divine flow, to the energy relay delay. And the new moon coming into this first quarter moon energy for the action is really asking you in this obedience card, which I love because it has such strong Libra energy with the balancing of the scales and the sword. It is so air energy. You guys are so in touch right now, or you are making changes to get so in touch with yourself, to bring those balanced messages into your community in the right cycles, to remind people of their inner power and their inner light, and to illuminate through your words what can't be seen but can be felt, what can't be heard but can be known. It's about knowing that you are 100% always in touch with yourself when you focus on your strength and your inner power, and you remember that you're here because within you is your very own Ark of the Covenant, that light that you have within you. The Ark of the Covenant, the Holy Grail, they're these sought after items. But when you think about it on an energetic, a spiritual, or an emotional level, it's what we see of value, what we see of worth within ourselves, the parts of us and the parts of our lives that we commit ourselves to, fully knowing that it is the right thing. And it's also about that commitment that you make on a spiritual level to follow a certain path because it's what is right for you, but it's also what's right for your healing, for your karma. And right now the moon really is ushering in this leadership, new beginning, a change for you to really harness that masterful communicative balance and style, and doing it in a way that shares the softer feminine side with the tougher masculine side in the way that you teach people, so that they learn how to balance and harmonize within themselves and communicate more effectively out in the world. So let's pull some cards for you. So I want to get 3 cards. The first one is about the new moon that was in Aquarius and what messages or what lessons came through, what new beginnings came through. And the second one is going to be the first quarter moon energy that is being illuminated through half the moon coming into light. And the last one is advice from Spirit about action you can take going forward from the first quarter moon. So Spirit, for our air signs, can I get a message on the new moon in Aquarius, please? All right. So we have the Knight of Cups and the first quarter moon. What is being illuminated through the first quarter moon? 9 of Swords. And the action is the Chariot. And on the back, what you don't see but may be sensing is the 2 of Cups. Okay, let's get into it. So the Knight of Cups, a lot of people see that as, you know, the charismatic, very romantic suitor. To me, it's about a more action-oriented love. It's about holding, and especially with this card, it's about holding your cup high in the midst of battles and saying, I'm going to move from my heart and I'm going to fight from my heart. And I'm going to conquer from my heart what it is that I wish and I desire. And I can see here that this first quarter moon with the 9 of Swords, and we've got an owl sitting right here, and owls have been prominent in all of the readings, it would seem. But with the owl there, it's about you're choosing to move from the heart instead of allowing the mind to control you. Instead of allowing all of those anxious, negative thoughts that make you feel as though you can't get out of bed and you can't lift your head up and you can't breathe and you can't move forward. This new moon reinvigorated you with this heart-centered warrior energy that will not be taken down, and quite literally you shift directly into the Chariot, which is all about knowing and harnessing both the light and the dark aspects within you. It's this melding together of the shadows and the light, the ego and the soul, the unconscious or subconscious and your conscious. It is that victory over the things that have been out of balance and out of harmony, bringing them together and harnessing them to move forward, and to move forward rapidly. This is powerful, powerful. Like, I'm going to embrace my heart, embrace the love that I have and the love that I am here to share, and go. And I will be victorious. I will be victorious over my own mind because my heart is stronger. And that is the purest essence of you using that Ark of the Covenant as a reminder. Your heart is reminding you that you have the power to conquer your mind, to conquer those negative beliefs, and to harmonize. And to top it off, you have the Two of Cups. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't like doing relationship or romantic readings. I got it thrown in during one of the piles here, and I am willingly going into it for next week. But what I see here is when this new moon came in, as the shadows started becoming clearer and clearer, the way that your mind plays tricks on you and tells you things that just aren't true, you're finding your path to not just inner harmony, but outer harmony and healing of your relationships, healing of the love that you have in your life. The Two of Cups is such, in this deck, is such a beautiful card, because whereas I always like to see it as divine feminine and divine masculine, when I look at this, what I see are two people that know that they are inextricably intertwined with each other, and it all flows from the heart, and it flows from the heart up into the higher realms and into their emotions. And I don't like talking twin flames, but this to me is very soulmate, very destined, very, very heart-centered, blessed by spirit love. And the new moon really got you back into the state of fighting from your heart, for your heart. And as you can see here, Spirit's literally telling you, like, go, you've got this, you've got this. Make the changes in the leadership position that you have within your community, within even collaborations. And I spoke about this in my Mercury video, about how collaborations within families are so important. It's learning how to love each other more fully, to communicate more openly. When we get ourselves out of that heavy, anxiety-ridden mindset and into our heart space and our warrior hearts. Our warrior hearts are the ones that just don't take no for an answer. They know what their heart wants and they go. And they're not going to let their mind take over anymore. And one of the things that I'm hearing is you need to remember this as you continue moving forward. You need to remember this, because the mind plays tricks, but the heart knows the truth. And the more that you are connected with the heart, the more you are connected in the physical, the spiritual, and the emotional. I am so excited for you guys. I'm so excited for this. I want to thank you guys all for being here, for going on this journey with me, for letting me read the cards for you, because I love your energy. It is so refreshing and so very, you guys just feel very clear, very driven and ready to go, and you seem to know what you want, and I'm so proud of all of you. This is beautiful. I want to thank you guys so much. I am so appreciative, and I want to say thank you to Spirit for these beautiful, wonderful, amazing, uplifting messages. Thank you to my guides. Thank you so much to the universe, and absolutely thank you to the moon for teaching us and for welcoming us to always flow in harmony with the energy. If this reading resonated, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of the other updates, the Lunar Living updates, any pick-a-cards or collective energy readings. And yeah, just thank you guys. Thank you so much. I love you all. I will see you next time. Bye.